Hello. I hope you all hear me fine. Heyo. Some of you may have already seen the tapir. Yes, it's a tapir. Not a chicken, not a dinosaur. Not any of the weird stuff that some of you guys thought of. And if so, I guess maybe we should just not a taco. Yes, not a taco. Why would you have that idea? Not a taco. Well, a tapir isn't that known of an animal, I guess. So I guess that's why some people may not recognize it. But let's proceed with the review then. Yes, it's not a chicken. Doo-doo-doo-doo. What's that we see? Is that a bun? A hair bun? No, it's not a dog. Come on. Eyes, hello. Show. So if we continue going up, I guess. It might look a bit weird because I'm trying to look down now and then at the OBS screen that's down below, so hopefully it's not too jarring. Hello. And yes, the booba. And going further up, I am a bit of a midriff person, so there's that. And skirt with belts. You can see the sort of asymmetrical design, whereas we just see garlic. Hey, I don't have there's Shion is not on the boobs, okay? Yes, ties. I mean, well, further down it's not too much different, just legs and the feet, the boots. Well, thanks for liking the model. Well, let's just move it back to. Let's just frame it nicely with the upper body and the tapir. Heavenly ties. Yes, I'm Yura. Alright, let's go on to the next screen. Hold on. Sorry. Need to move this down a bit. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, let's go on to the next screen. Remama collateral, and like as if that's ever gonna happen. Alright. Let me take a look. Okay. So, Jiko Shokai. Intro. Sort of the setting for this, the character setting, the sette. Sette wa, bishoujo ni baketa baku. It's a mythological baku. A baku is a Japanese mythological being that eats dreams. So the idea is a baku that turned into a girl, and she communicates with the outside world, with the waking world, through the tapir on the head. So appearance is sort of late teens, height about 160 cm. birthday is April 27th, which is Tapper Day. Just make the pilot go to other direction. Jeez. So the languages I speak is, of course, English, which I'm using now, and Japanese, which I need to use to translate the clips. I also know Chinese and Malay, though I would say my Malay is a bit rusty. 話せる言語は英語と日本語と中国語と马来語。我也会说华语。saya boleh cakap bahasa Melayu. Tapi alright. Whenever I try to speak Malay, Japanese sort of butts right in. It sort of occupies the same brain space in my head. So very often if I try to think of a Malay word, Japanese would appear instead. Not gonna lie, you can add Indo in that because Indo and Malay is similar. Well, they're different enough that, I mean, when I tried to translate some of the ID goes, it was noticeable. So, I mean, I guess if you try to include the sort of the Chinese dialects, then I would put Hokkien in that list as well. But yeah. Time to go to the next slide, I guess. So, kind of the idea is sort of like two entities. One is the one whose name is Yumeno Miyura, which is sort of the virtual avatar, who's the girl and who's the Baku. Then there's the sort of the person behind the clipper, the soul, so to speak, and that's the tapper that's on the head, and the sort of the name I ended up post-rationalizing for the tapper is Yumeno Miyura. So here the kanji is Yumeno Mi is consuming dreams, which sort of hints back to the mythological Baku thing, aka a JK. Oh jeez. I mean, if she's like 19, then she won't be a JK anymore, right? Alright, so next is, so the design was done by myself. I both illustrated it and did the live 2D. So just like Ratatouille, where you control the girl using her hair. I actually haven't watched that movie, so I don't really know. Not if you can't graduate those still, Jake. Alright. Yura Papa. Well, Yura Mama and Yura Papa. And Yura Kodomo. Hey Vivi. Sasuga. Hold on. Should give Vivi a mod. Alright, there. You're a mod now, Vivi. Yura Pama. Damn, you're hot. Yes, I did make it myself. So what was shown here is sort of the first sort of sketches that I'm trying to come up with the design, and then the illustration I did myself very soon after. So next slide. So like Hoshima Hisuse also did her model by herself, and she was, well, yeah, kind of, except I can't sync. She can. Yeah, these are the concept art and the Samenzu. Alright, so becoming a VTuber. So the trigger was sort of seeing back in mid-April, I think it was April 22nd-ish, Rurudo Sensei made her own Live 2D. And that was probably the first time when I thought, well, maybe I could try this. I could try doing it. Around the same time, I sort of wanted to make my first original character and then have her be able to move. So the name is kanji, but the logo is katakana, so which one would be used? Well, it's in katakana because there's sort of, let me just go back. There's sort of the two different ways the name can be used depending on where you put the meat. And sort of you see the on the logo, the meat character is sort of different from all the rest. So that sort of hints at how it's sort of in a liminal space. It can move in between, and then from there it turns into either Yumeno Miyura or Yumeno Miyura. So that's how it is. Hey Krisu, thanks for the congrats. I should give Krisu a mod as well. So Krisu is a Rosemi clipper, and has been my friend for quite a long while. So let's going back forward. Wasn't Rudo's reason basically I'm kind of bored of drawing, let's get an excuse to skip on it? Well, yeah, that was her stated reason. So then the other thing other than making an original character and making a move, I wanted to see how much I could achieve and do by myself. And so I would want to try to draw it, try to make the L2D and everything. And so from that sort of answers the question why the avatar is in this form as a bishoujo character. Because for myself personally, I've always been someone that like when I'm on forums or in games, I would use a female character because if I'm gonna be staring at something for a long time, it needs to be something I want to look at. And being someone that sort of grew up with anime, it happens to be pretty anime girls. So it needed to be something I wanted to draw, and I wanted to spend time drawing, and something that I wanted to look at for something that I needed to be able to look at for a long time. Karaoke stream when I actually haven't gone to karaoke for a very long time. I think that is probably one of the more lower priorities of stuff. I used to use streamers, but no, I use mail in most games. Yeah, it depends. Sometimes you change. People change after all. I thought you were gonna use a voice changer. I experimented, but it never really sounded very good, so I kind of dropped doing that. Sort of part of the background to all this is that I watch a lot of illustrators, and actually many male illustrators in Japan that make female avatars for themselves. So like Kakage Sensei, Ereto Sensei, and I guess Ito Life Sensei, to name a few. Maybe a bit of a meta question, but are the typing and the girl the same entity or separate? And if different, are you one day going to get a female voice or someone else to voice a girl? I haven't thought that far. So they're separate in the sense that it helps me sort of get over the idea of having a female avatar that's moving, that sort of represents myself. Like, this is a step further beyond just playing a female character in a game or using a female profile pic in a forum. So it sort of helps me process and come to terms with the fact that I'm going to be using a male voice on a female avatar. So So in a sense, you can try to think of the voice is coming from the tapir, and maybe the girl is mute, or whatever. I really haven't thought that far in terms of lore. The lore was sort of more of an excuse to arrive at a design, I guess. Yes, babiniku. The Japanese term for it is babiniku. Often, well, the term itself, babiniku, is sort of virtual pretty body, getting a virtual pretty body. Originally, it sort of didn't have a connotation. From what I understand, didn't have a connotation of whether it's whether the soul is male or female. That the term could be applied to both. But eventually, the usage has become more often that it refers to a male soul with a female VTuber body. Yes, babi niku. I know that sounds very weird in Malay and Indonesian, but yeah. Reminds me of that parrot character from movie show, that kind of way he speaks English and less a parrot. No, kind of like that. And I guess sort of the one of the people I looked at when I was trying to come up with this was Restia, the Taiwanese Apex player. So he debuted a cat girl avatar with a cat where he was the cat, and so yes, Pog. Yeah, that's one of the unfortunate things when different sounds mean different things in different languages. So let's go into the next. This is sort of the timeline. What it took to become to get this virtual avatar, the VTuber body. So after encountering Rudodo Sensei's Live 2D in April, it sort of percolated in my mind for about a month before I really started in May. So I did the rough design late May, the illustration also around that time. Then end of May to early June was the first time I tried to use L2D. Yes. The references were Lane, which is Iwakura Lane, which is probably my favorite character. I got into anime because of that. Then Vampire Princess Miyu. So you can kind of see it from the asymmetrical ponytail thing with the hair bun. And JJ because of the Jitome, the sort of slightly, I mean, I guess in my case it would be more like slightly sleepy-ish eyes. In real life, my eyes don't really open all the way often, and that kind of makes sense for like a Baku character, which has to do with dreaming. Well, Lane is kind of in the very short hair and sort of the two side tails at the side. That's where it comes from, and the general sort of asymmetrical design in the face head area. So the next outfit is rainbow colored. I won't lie, I tried to put rainbows in the eyes like JJ. I couldn't quite pull it off, unlike Uemama. Yappari pro illustrator wa chigau desu ne. Baku is a dream eater. Yes, Baku is a dream eater. I can't believe Yura wants to be ejected by Ui. Well, in a way, don't you all want to be rejected by Ui? When she does the tsundere stuff, it's something else, isn't it? Anyway, so I first tried the L2D early June, and it wasn't. I would say it wasn't quite successful, so I actually redid everything again. I redid everything again in July. So that was a whole month of L2D work. So it was like 5 to 6 hours a day, depending on the day. And if you notice that today I put out a clip about Pochi Sensei and Gamma talking about how hard it is to do live 2D. And I kind of like I've output it today for a reason, because I want to show people that it takes a lot. It's not easy. It's basically one whole month of work, almost one whole month of full-time work to pull off a L2D model. And if you see anyone that tries to disparage how costly a VTuber model is, point them back to the fact that it's one full month of work. So it's one full month of someone's living wages. Hey Generate Guy, thanks for the congrats. Vivi, Yura is M, yup. Well, like Solan said, that's pretty much a requirement to be a VTuber fan nowadays. So in August, it was a big break period in terms of the VTuber stuff, because I had family over and I couldn't really work on it. Then in early September, I finally added the tapir. And then the rest of September was basically doing the background, the logo, learning how to use OBS and stuff like that. So everything you see here, except for like the music and the transitions, I did myself. So this background here is basically this is basically a redoing of the DaVinci Resolve screen. Like, this is what you see when you're kind of doing clips or video editing on the program. Then yeah, so then the logo I did myself, and all that. Oops, I sort of lost my place in terms of so I also figured out how to put chat in. Vivi gave me some pointers and things to look at for that. So yeah, and so now we're in October and it's the debut. Then, so in terms of stuff I like, anime, Stereo Experiments Lane, since I used her as one of the references. This was an anime that sort of started me as an anime watcher. Then the rest is like Boogie Pop, Phantom, Miu, Evangelion, Alien 9. So the first couple of these are all like weird stuff happens anime. Then Pat Labor 2, Ghost in the Shell, Gundam. I've watched quite a bit of Gundam series. Like I've watched Seed, I've watched 00, but Wing as well. But the Universal Century timeline is what I like the most. Then, and of that is Gundam Unicorn, mainly because I really liked Minerva Laozabi, the character. Then Legend of Galactic Heroes, then Higurashi and Umineko, Kara no Kyokai. So these are the more sort of magical ones. Nanoha, favorite character from that is Homura. Then Recreators I liked a lot. Then of course Girls and Panzers is quite funny. So manga, the list is shorter. I've mostly been an anime watcher and less of a manga reader. And even then, I kind of haven't watched a lot of anime in the past couple of years. You sort of go through like phases where you watch. So I used to have years where I watch almost everything. Like every season I watch like 10, 12 anime. Now it's sort of reduced to basically 0. Yes, I've watched Full Metal Panic. And I did like it a lot. But I mean, if I listed every single anime that I did like at one point, this list is gonna be several pages long. So yes, I moved from anime to VTuber clipping. Well, anime to VTubers. Clipping comes a little bit later. But so manga, Akira. I like a lot of Junji Ito. Hitsuchi no Uta. This one is more obscure, I guess, than a few of Clamp stuff. Yume Tsukai. Yes, I do like darker atmosphere content. Yeah. Will you be making other costumes for yourself, like Halloween, etc.? Well, that's something I have to figure out. Live 2D takes up basically a lot of time. So if I do it, I have to commit to like at least a month of work on it. I kind of have to figure out what I want to do other than clipping. And yeah. So movies, I like Dune a lot. I like the book series as well. 2001 Tron Legacy. I did watch the prequel, though I liked it a bit less than the sequel. I mean, Tron Legacy is mostly because of the design and the stuff. Dark Water is it's not the lawyer movie. It's a horror film. So Ringu, Dark Water, Kiyoshi Kurosawa, Tale of Two Sisters. These are all horror movies. I had a phase in the early 2000s where it was all horror all the time. So your debut is coinciding with Halloween month. Any horror stream? I haven't thought of it. I'll get to it later, but the streaming plan is sort of, I'm still trying to figure out what to do with it. Then last on this list is Ping Pong, which is a manga, and there's an anime as well, but I like the movie. The music is really nice and all that. Collab with Wee Mama on the top of the list. Oh jeez. I mean, that would be amazing, but I have no illusions about whether or not that's gonna happen at all. So games I like the Dune game series all the way from Dune 1, Dune 2, and all the different iterations through the years. Command and Conquer, StarCraft 1. I played a little less of StarCraft 2. So everything I listed here is basically games that I have spent an inordinate amount of time on. It doesn't mean that I'm playing all of these right now, but yeah. So the Dynasty Warriors, hack and slash type of games, Samurai Warriors. I played a number of Final Fantasy games. FF7 was probably the one I enjoyed a lot, the most. It was what introduced me to the series back then. FF14 I've played a lot. I'm not playing it actively now. I'm probably going to wait until it gets closer to another expansion before starting it again. Then the Gensou Suikoden series, then Guild Wars 2 in terms of MMOs. World of Warships I played for quite a bit, but I've kind of sworn off the game for now. Then I have this grand strategy sort of take where I like to play Hearts of Iron 4, Europa Universalis 4. I also play City Skylines a bit. And in terms of gacha, it was Azulane and now Genshin Impact. The stuff sort of outlined in Golden is stuff that I think may be possible that I could think of streaming, but of course, in a sense, anything on this list I could do that. I know like sort of like the Dune 2 games, they're sort of like a downloadable version of that DOS game, so maybe I could do that as well. Any interest in Total War games? I've played 1 or 2 of them, but I haven't really played the rest. So, and yeah, I did have a phase where I liked Warhammer, both fantasy and the 40k. But I'll have to see. In a sense, sort of all the time that I used to spend playing games is now taken up by clipping, basically. So, in a sense, I was thinking of, well, if I could play games outside of clipping, maybe this is the way I could do it. And even like Genshin Impact. So Genshin Impact is the one I'm playing actively, quote unquote. So it's the one I open up and do the dailies for. But even then, I sort of try to finish up the bare minimum of getting through the story, and then it goes back to maintenance mode, so I can spend more of my time doing clips and stuff. Last Dynasty Warrior games I played for the PS2. Yes. Well, at the time I bought the PS2 in order to play Dynasty Warriors. So it was Dynasty Warriors 3 that started me on it. I liked most of them. I guess 3 is sort of, because I started with it, it's sort of what sticks in my mind the most. I liked 7. I liked 7 for how it told the story. I liked 8 for how it gave you options to change history. 9, although I mean there's a lot of hate for 9, I didn't hate it. I enjoyed playing it. And I liked how they used the whole map to do things. But of course, I recognize that a lot of people may not like it that way. Will I clip myself? I probably will not. Maybe it's like shots of memorable moments, but I'm not thinking of actively clipping myself. I kind of want to reserve that for clipping the JP VTubers that I like to watch and promote. So in terms of hobbies, right now the big one is clipping, of course. I did quite a bit of drawing around when the pandemic first started. So there on the bottom you can see 6 of the ones that I kind of like the most from when I was doing it. So Uemama, Suisei, JJ, Delutaya, Ishtar, and Hutao. Then, well, I've used so much time on the Live 2D that I could probably count it as a hobby as well. Then previously I also liked doing icon designs, so in a sense doing the backgrounds wasn't too much of a jump for me. Is the water bear the one talking? It's not a water bear. It's not a water bear, okay? Got that? Oops. Is the connection back? Do you guys see me? Kawaii. Tadaima, I hope it's back. All right, thank you. Good to know it's back. I don't see it on my own, like the live. Oh, okay, I see it now. The live stream thing. All right, hopefully that's the last of it. So at the very end, I kind of want to thank Krisu, Vivi, and also Yuna, who is not me. I sort of talked to and consulted them a bit in the run up to this, in both sort of the designs, the naming, and also getting to know OBS. Then a little bit of Spotty for now. Yeah. Hey Krisu. Then in terms of references for Live 2D, Yakimayuru Sensei, Deep Blizzard Sensei, Brian Sui, Nonon, Himono Sensei, Celia, and Yoshino Art were all people I watched to sort of learn to do the Live 2D. But I'm definitely still not up to any of their standards. So yeah, this Live 2D, I still don't quite like a few things, like how it looks when I look up. Like it's not the greatest. And yeah, that definitely could have been done better. Then yeah. So in terms of activities, sort of like I laid out in some of my tweets and in the like there'll be two channels, one that will be only for clips, and the other one will be for VTubing, streaming, stuff like that. I'm thinking of, like, the other time I tried streaming myself editing clips. Maybe I'll do some of that. Then maybe some games, like I played Hollow Cure before. Then I'm also thinking of whether I do some design related stuff, but that sort of depends on what I commit more to in terms of doing that, whether that's drawing or Live 2D or designing icons, backgrounds, stuff like that. I still have to figure out. Who is your first VTuber, Yura? As in who I committed to watching the most. Because like first is probably some clips. And I would say at that point it was probably the Matsuri bandage clip, which led to some Subaru clips, and then especially the Subaru talking to Uemama, bringing Uemama on for the first time on a stream, and that's where I got introduced to Uemama. So I would still say Ui is the one I committed to watching the most at the very beginning. And it was sort of from there that I grew to like other VTubers. Like I like Suisei and clip her now mainly because of that whole connection they have between them, of Suisei teaching Ui how to play Tetris. Yeah, it's October, so you gotta play spooky games like Era, right? Well, I mean, I've been watching some of the Hololive people play Era, so some things may not be a surprise, but we'll see. I still have to figure out. I still have to figure out the schedule, how often I stream, and well, in a sense, I did the debut now because in mid-October there's going to be a small trip, and then in mid-November there's going to be family over. So if I try to wait until after I passed all of that to debut, it's going to be like December or something. So I thought I'll do it now and just see how it goes. So yeah, are you gonna play Tetris? I haven't played Tetris since I don't know, one of the handheld things. We need a name for us viewers. I have not thought of that at all. But anyway, the stream tag I thought would be Miyura Live, and the art tag is Miyura Art. As far as I know, both of these aren't really being used, so should the fam name for you be what? It's not a water daddy, okay? It's Tapir, okay? I think you're the only clipper I know that clips VTuber parents. I mean, Ui gets clipped now and then by other people, and Pochi Sensei also, I think. But Rurudo also gets some clips now and then. But yeah, I'm probably the only clipper that sort of majorly focuses on them. So yeah, a Game Boy. I'm not even sure it was a Game Boy. It was anyway. So the rest of this is I'll just be showing off sort of the stuff that I've done for this, and so what you're seeing right now, this is actually for a 4x3 ratio game. So our loot's okay. Yeah, they're okay. I mean, yeah, sure. Does that mean I need to come up with a R18 tag? I'll think about it. And then this is the regular 16:9 ratio game background. And then sort of fan name Yuratomo. I kind of have to look at, because, well, part of the reason why the name is Miyura is because Yura by itself will kind of overlap with Rikudo Yura, the EN VTuber. So we'll have to think about that. It's also why I was a little hesitant about using Otsuyura and Konyura, because basically she's already using that. So so this is the chat, the sort of just chatting screen. So yes, right now the topic is overlay showcase. Then loot fan art type. I'll keep an eye out for this chat on Street Ghost Spirit. I mean, well, I designed the character, so a number of my fetishes are in it, so midriff, Zeta Yoriki, stuff like that. Anyway, so besides the sort of so far I've sort of shown the clipping related background I did based on Resolve. Then hey, almost missed it. Well, glad you made it. there'll be the archive, so look over it, I guess. Before I made this, I sort of did one that's more sort of cloudy, sort of more dream based. And this is sort of based on the background that I made for one of my JJ fan art. Yumeno Miyura. Alright, that's enough. The classic chat move, no one's gonna cater my health on myself. Well, I mean, that's most artists, I guess. Like Ui draws Joshi Kosei because she likes Joshi Kosei. And I mean, in a sense, if you go back to, it may be a bit hard to do it now, but okay, let's go back a bit. Fine, I'll do it myself. Oh well. So from some of the Ishtar drawing I did over here, it's sort of like I've always wanted to see Ishtar wearing something like this, but no one did it, so I did it myself. Yeah. Anyway, going back. So this was a 16:9 for the more cloudy sort of theme. Then I had the chatting version of the cloudy theme. Ando Rainbow JJ, yes, I did. I drew JJ at least 3 times. There was then I think there are like 2 chibi versions and 2 sort of full body versions of JJ that I drew. So this is the cloudy version of the chat background. Then there was sort of, so at the very beginning I had the waiting screen, and this is sort of the cloudy version of the waiting screen. Yeah, so I guess, hello. I guess now may be time to show a bit more of the different things I built into the model. Listener name はみゆとかつけたら面白そう。みゆか。考えとくか。For some reason that cloudy scene hurts my eyes a bit. I guess it may be a bit bright. I'm not sure. Eye showcase. We showed ties already just now. So when you gonna name us? Let me think about it. Okay. So the model. I can kind of make the tapir go away. So tapir is gone. Tapir is back. Then, so in sort of a tribute to JJ, I also have a Jitome version, though it might not be as visible. So then there's the Gangimari eyes. The Watame Gangimari eyes. Who is more perfect, Yura or Ui? I might be honor bound to say it's me rather than Mama, but then I have sort of the crying eyes. Waruiyo, そんなこと言って泣いちゃう。So yeah, there's the sort of the sad eyes version. There's the angry that you saw just now. Sonna koto itte ii no? Ayamari nasai. Stop crying, Yume-chan. In 2 years, you're gonna see you start being in a hot. Oh Jesus. Then there's the sort of the happy face. Oh. Then there's embarrassed with heart eyes. And sparkly eyes. Oh. Super chat, arigato. No super chats are on. Then finally there's the yandere look. Who else did you watch today? Yeah. Well, that's about it. In terms of the different stuff I did for the model. I mean, there are models out there that do a lot more. But hey, I'm a beginner. Where all I'm missing is just tongue out. I have not been able. I'm not to that level yet. So yeah. Ooh, look. Hoping for an ahegao. I think Daddy YouTube gonna bonk Yura. Well, I guess that's been most of what I wanted to show today. Let's see, is there? I'm going back to this one because I kind of have something there to show. I've also made a schedule sheet sort of thing. I am thinking of streaming again tomorrow at around the same time. And well, the rest of this is really undetermined in terms of the streaming times. So I may change these around. I still not sure yet. So Thursday and Sunday. After Sunday, I have a short trip, so I won't be able to stream then. But yeah, I'll see. I'll be posting these on Twitter and stuff. So and as to what stream tomorrow would be, I still haven't made up my mind yet. So yeah, yes, stream because I don't know what I'm gonna do there yet. Well, part of my difficulty is with all this is like most often I work on clips morning to mid-afternoon, which means nighttime is the best to stream, but then nighttime is when all the JP VTubers are streaming, and I kind of have to catch them in order to have stuff to clip. So that makes it during the days would be better, but then when that happens, it's like very often I won't know whether what clip I'm doing on the day, because it depends on what happens the day before. And then I have to figure. Then there's a question of whether that clip is suitable to be streamed for me to be doing the edits. Like, I did the Uimama noises one because that was just a harmless clip. Like, if I'm translating a clip that's a more weighty topic, maybe that's not the best time. That's not the best thing to be streaming. Yeah, I am thinking of streaming editing clips, but it depends on the type of clip, what clip it is. I don't feel all of them are suitable to stream. Like, if it's a clip on a heavy topic, like let's say it's a topic that definitely would need someone to check the translations to make sure I haven't effed up the translations and given everyone a wrong impression, then I don't think that's a clip that's good to stream. So around what times will be the streams in general? I think mostly around this time. But I still have to figure that out. Yeah. Maybe you should make a group for Clippers, turn VTubers, and do stuff there. I mean, I know like there's some of the Nijisanji EN Clippers that are VTubers as well. But we'll see. I mean, by nature, I'm more of a Inkia introvert. So that sort of outreach is something I have to work on. I'm also not the greatest in using SNS like Twitter and stuff, so yeah. Anyway, do you go to anime cons? I have been to a grand total of like 2. Yeah, I haven't gone in particular with them. Anyway, well, I guess that's most of what I wanted to show. Thanks to everyone who came. And thanks for liking and subscribing and pushing the notification button. I don't know, I'm not used to saying any of this, but yeah. Alright. Otsu, I guess. In about an hour is Suisei's radio thing, though. Is she speaking for this one? I don't quite remember. Because at some point Mikochi is going to take over for that. But yeah, Otsu Tapir. Well, I guess that could work. Kon Tapir? Does that work? It's a bit of a mouthful. Let's think about that a bit more. You can say what Uima said in your usual ending stream. I need to practice that. Anyway. Well, thanks to everyone for coming. Thanks Krisu, Vivi, Yuna, and Mata Yura. Maybe Matapir. That's still a mouthful. Anyway, thanks for coming. I'll see you guys tomorrow, I guess. I'll try to figure out what the stream is about and try to inform as early as I can. Alright. Thank you. Goodbye.